Superman and Batman Generations, DC Comics Elseworlds, Imaginary Tale, Book 1 of 4, 1939, The Vigilantes. There it is, honey, the Metropolis World's Fair. Oh, yes. Oh, Bruce, it's even more spectacular than I imagined. But I don't see anything like an airfield. Where are you going to land? Anywhere I want, Julie. Not much point in being the nation's seventh most richest man if I can't. Most richest man if I can't do as I please. Can't do as I please. Can't do what I please. Look out, that lunatic is gonna land right on top of us. No chance of that, friend. I wouldn't even attempt this stunt if I didn't think I could plant this bird exactly where I want her. I only play at being a bored and indifferent playboy, and one day I will take a great delight in revealing that to my fiancé. Out you come, darling. Looks like the whole affair is in easy walking distance from here. That was reckless, Bruce. And unnecessary, Bruce. Sure, you should know by now that you don't have to do that sort of thing to impress me. Hey, what the heck do you think you're doing? The anticipated representatives of the Metropolis Police Force. I'm Bruce Wayne, officers, and I'm sure we can deal with this matter without due fuss. Bruce Wayne, with the Gotham millionaire, put your wallet away. Wayne, you may be able to buy your way out of trouble in Gotham, but here in Metropolis, Only it's Electrox. But I didn't think he could move around like that. I'm sure you didn't, fool. But I warned Metropolis the city would pay dearly if I did not receive $1 million before noon today. Now you will all learn nothing that the ultra-humanite says is to be taken for granted. That one guy doesn't seem to want to give ground, boss. Bruce, run. That thing will trample you like you weren't even there. Last, I'm sure as the Batman, I could handle this menace easily, but my effectiveness in that role depends on keeping my dual identity secret. Okay, Julie, honey, I don't need to have to be told twice, Julie. Bruce, that woman will make a perfect first victim, but she's just a dame, boss. Wouldn't it be better to... Idiot, you learned nothing since I plucked you out of the Smallville juvenile detention home. So-called innocent victims are always best. Their deaths create the greatest terror. Now let the snap of bone and spurt of blood be a sign to all of Metropolis that, hey, something is stopping the robots. Who? Superman. He crushed the robot into a spear with his bare hands. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That robot was private property. Yeah, incredible. What a man, Bruce. Why can't you be more like him? I was beginning to think Julie would never get tired enough to want to sleep. There was more to that robot running amok than a simple electronic malfunction. It went after Julie with intent. The fair will be closing for the night in just a few minutes. And the pavilion that had Electros on a display is already deserted, which makes it the perfect place to start my... I don't know, Lois. About this, Lois. Bribing that guard to let us in. That doesn't seem like something the chief would approve of. George Taylor approves of anything that gets scoops for the Star, Kent. And we wouldn't have to be sneaking around like this. If you being late as usual hadn't made me miss all the excitement. Say, what do you suppose this is? Something better left for the expert to examine, Miss Lane. Who in the Batman I've heard of you, but you're a long way from Gotham City, aren't you? I go where I'm needed, Kent, isn't it? I've heard of you too, Miss. And of you, Lois Lane. Well, excuse me if I don't go a week in the knees, friend, but you're small potatoes in this town. It takes more than a spook act to outdo Superman. Your homegrown hero is impressive, Miss Lane, but this job requires brains, not bronze, not brawn. Hey, not so fast there, fella. Clumsy Kent. And I don't have time for this. Ugh. Come back here, you. Kent, are you? I'm, fine. Okay, Lois. But I had to pretend to be hurt. That blow would have near crippled a normal man. Normal man. Fine, next time remind me to tell our editor I don't need to be babysitting you when I'm covering a story. Now the Batman has vanished. Hey, what are you two doing in there? That pavilion's closed. We're just the last ones out, officer. Nothing to be alarmed about. Play it smooth as you like, Kent. But I'm going to keep an eye on you. You went down easily enough, but hitting your neck was like hitting a steel girder. I wonder if might be more than one robot wandering around here. Fools. I warned you not to leave any traces of your actions when you planted the remote control device on electrocs. What did that nosy reporter find? I couldn't have been anything, boss. I swept the area clean. It was enough to be of interest to the Batman. Blast. My plans were finally calculated to allow for occasional interference by Superman. But I had not anticipated another costumed interloper. I'm still not satisfied, Bruce. I want to know where you snuck off to in the middle of the night. I told you, honey, I just needed to take a walk. Too much excitement for me to sleep, I guess. Let's talk about it later. Here's a room service with our dinner, our breakfast. But I don't see how you can get through your morning on a bagel and a cup of coffee, Lois, and a cigarette, Kent. Don't forget the cigarettes, packed with nutritional value. What about you? Seems like those Kansas-style big breakfast you've pound down would put you to sleep for a week. I have a rapid metabolism, Lois. Now shall we get over to the fairgrounds? Oh, there are a few leads I wanted to follow up on before the for morning rush. This this place is so peaceful before all the people arrive, Bruce. It was a good idea to stay at a hotel so close. Pity we couldn't find anything better than that three-star dump, though. Say, look over there. The, the Flying Graysons. They're supposed to be very good. Especially that young lad of theirs. I've heard he's something of a boy wonder. Now that, what do you say we? Now what do you say we have a look at the dilemma of the automotive expo exhibit? I'm in the market for a new car. Look, that's Bruce Wayne. I heard he arrived yesterday. Two of Gotham's most famous sons at this fair at the same time. Connection? Yeah, wait. What? You think maybe Wayne is the Batman, Kent? That's about as likely as you being Superman. Ha ha ha, that's a good one, Lois. Though now that you mention it, it does seem more than a coincidence. This is just too boring for words, Bruce. Why don't you spend another hour and a half looking at cars while I go see the rest of the fair? Oh, whatever you like, honey. Meet you later for lunch. That took longer than I anticipated. Julie has a higher tolerance for boredom than I gave her credit for. They're splitting up. You follow the girl, Lois. I'll keep an eye on Wayne. Good plan. Good plan, Clark. Good plan, Kent. Just one refinement I want to add. Let's make that the other way around. He's heading for the Eastern House Pavilion, but that's closed while they repair the damage done by electrocs. Not that seems to be slowing down on Mr. Wayne. That's a scrap of metal Miss Elena found as a significant clue, since nothing else here was seems to be made of metal. That metal alloy. Get it right this time. With this place closed, it's a perfect chance our last to make sure there are no clues left. Don't play the big boss around us, ill. We've all we've seen you fall in front of the ultra humanite. You watch your lip in. I played 30 to ultra only because it suits my purposes. Well, the ultra humanite is back in Metropolis, eh? Just knowing he's around is the best lead I could help for. Got to phone it in before Kent finds out about doing going somewhere's cutie. Yes, out of here. Lois Lane, stop her. Blasted, there's no way I can change to the Batman. I'll just have to depend on on not being recognized. Hey, who the heck is this guy? The the same one who seemed determined to stand up to Electrox yesterday. This narrow stunner will fix his wagon to zip. Take him down to the river and dump him. I'm going to take the girl back to Ultra. He'll want to find out how much she knows. Right. Maybe we should check this guy's wallet. Find out who he is. We can help ourselves to his cash anyway. With threats like these, he is probably carrying quite a roll. Well, look at this. He's that fancy Gotham big shot, Bruce Wayne. Hey, he'd be worth more alive than as fish food. Say, what's going on over here? On over there. Hey, you guys, that's no way to treat visitors to the fair. Oof, I kid. Old enough to deal with a couple of bad eggies like you. What in? Dick Grayson? That's me. You're lucky I happened by, mister. Who are you? And why were those creeps dusting you down? Just someone who happened to be in the wrong place at the right time, Dick. Thanks for your help. I won't forget you. I didn't notify the police about the attack on Bruce Wayne or Lois Lane's kidnapping, despite the assertions of those two I met when I landed. The police here may well be just as corrupt as they are in Gotham, but this ultra-humanite is not likely to leave the truck for them to find either way. Someone is bound to come to retrieve it. Good, the trick's still here. The trick's still here. Here. Now to get out of here before. Where? Have a nice nap. Now let's chat. Pull me up. Tell me what you know. Where is the ultra-humanite? I can't tell you. He'll kill me. Fair enough. There's a 1 in 40 chance you'll survive the fall from up here. Wait. No, please help me. Tell me. No, please, no. No. Careful there, fella. You shouldn't even be working up here this time of you, Superman. If I'd known you were there to catch him, I wouldn't have let him go. Let him fall. If I'd known you let him fall, I wouldn't have caught him. Shall I toss him off again? No. I'll talk. Spill it. Where is the ultra-humanite's hideout? I don't know exactly where. He always makes us wear blindfolds when we come and go. That's no answer, Superman. Wait, I heard him once say HQ was under Prosperity Plaza. I memorized a map before I came to this city. There's no such place in Metropolis. Wait a minute. I think there is. Prosperity Plaza. This is the place. Yes, there's a concealed hatch here. Ultra has been hiding right in the middle of the fair. The Batman. And don't forget me, old pal. Bah, I have no time for the waste on the likes of you. Blast, he's built a rocket ship into the Paramax. And something else. This style is reading off some kind of countdown. Ultra left a little surprised to cover his escape. He's rigged the hyperglobe to explode. But if I time this right, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Superman, that was magnificent. Yes, my compliments, Superman. You even managed to work in a bit of detective work. Miss Lane, are you alright? Alright, did Ultra his goons knocked me about a bit, trying to get me to tell them how much I knew about his plan. I've had worse. Look. debris from the blast. It practically atomized the Ultra's rockets. If it had gone off at the ground level, there'd be a massive free hole where Metropolis used to be. Say, what's that? It looks like a red wig. That's exactly what it is, Batman. And that's the same color as one of Ultra's henchmen's hair, the one he called Hill, plus a red hair. What? Something, Superman? Something from a long time ago. Batman. And something I'll probably never have to worry an answer to now. But come on, we'd better go tell the park officials that what happened to their centerpiece. I think I'll let you do the talking, Superman. To be the beginning. 1944. 1949. Family Matters. Ha 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 ha. Laugh all you want, Joker. You're in Metropolis now, and in Metropolis we eat the likes of you for breakfast. Oh, do you, Mrs. Kent? Do you indeed? Well, maybe Superman has just had it easy all these years. Maybe he's never had to face anyone with a real talent for evil. For evil. For evil. For evil. But I'm sure we'll find out, Joker. Soon, Joker. My husband will have contacted Silver now, and your husband, Mrs. Kent, or would you prefer Mrs. Superman? Oh, not that again. Not that again. You're behind the times, Joker. No one in Metropolis has thought Clark was Superman. And since the day we got married. Is that so? Well, my sources are of another opinion, Lois. May I call you Lois? Let's keep it Mrs. Kent, shall we? I don't know what part of your madness brought you to my turf, Joker, but you make a big mistake when you threaten mess with my friends, the guest of honor at last. You live up to your press, Superman, not as impressive as Batman, of course, but then you don't need to be, do you? All those fancy powers take away the need for panache. Whatever you like, Joker, you'll have plenty of time to think about it in a prison. You know, Superman, I don't think so. You say hi to an old friend. Green Kryptonite. Superman, fly away while you still can. Too late for that, Mrs. S. This isn't merely kryptonite, it's an especially potent little rock created in the lab of a friend of mine. This lab, in fact, concentrated kryptonite, Joker, you fiend. You fiend. You say that as if it was a bad thing. As if it were a bad thing. As if it's a bad thing, Superman. Super dupes. Me, on the other hand, I think fiendishness is surely underrated as I, what in? Game over, Joker. No, it can't be. You shouldn't be even be able to move. A slight miscalculation on your part, Joker. Now. No. Og. Superman. Well, it's about time. I may never be able to use this wrist again. Spare me your whining, Joker. I could not act until I was certain of the result. Luthor. You. Of course, you did not really think the Joker could have concocted such a delicious scheme on his own, did you? Hey, but what have you done to Superman? Even with the kryptonite, his invulnerable skin would still have been enough to protect him from the bullet. If he had invulnerable skin, confused the reader. Don't be. Everything will become crystal clear in due time. And for the beginning of our answer, we must first look back in time a period of some 40 hours, 24 hours ago, to the famous underground headquarters of Gotham City's most famous crime fighter. He's all packed, sir. He seems quite determined to go. Thank you, Alfred. Aren't you going to go up, sir? I saw the bat signal, but he'll be gone in just a few minutes. I have already summoned a taxi. He knows where I am if he wants to say goodbye, Alfred. If leaving for college is more important than Gordon's call. Master Bruce, if I may speak freely, you have known for months that this time was coming. Time was coming. Must both known there must be. Truly, since you adopted Master Dick 9 years ago, you have both known there must come a time when the robin would fly the nest. I know that, old friend, but it doesn't make it easier now that the time has finally come. Remember when Superman said, Alfred? Superman said, Alfred, how he wondered aloud if I'd cleaned up my act because of having a kid in tow. Master Dick did seem to help you damp down your demons, sir. Sir, I... Funny, when I first became Batman, as I was then, it never occurred to me I'd want or need a partner in my war on crime. Now it's hard to imagine how I'll function without him. You'll, uh, do, you'll do just fine, Bruce. Master Dick, your taxi. I called and canceled it, Alfred. There'll be lots of other cabs. Cars. But only one chance for Batman and Robin to go into action for the last time. You called, Commissioner? Batman, Robin, I was beginning to think you weren't coming. We had a slight delay. What's up? A break-in at the Gotham City Institute. I would not have called on the two of you ordinarily, but a witness reported seeing a man with green hair. The Joker? Then he's not dead. It was asking too much to hope that he was, Robin. And since it's 4 years since we thought he died in that nuclear blast, there's no telling what new madness we may have brewing. Tony Gordon still seems recent about calling on us for help, Batman. I don't think he was ever really comfortable with the fact that it was my endorsement that finally swung the people of Gotham in his favor. For when he took over his father's job. Yes, losing Jim Gordon was one of the worst blows Gotham has ever had to endure. There are the investigating police officers. Let's see what we can find out about the Joker's sudden interest in mythology. Batman and Robin would make it. The Joker and his men did a pretty thorough job of wrecking this place. If they were trying to cover what it was they stole, they've succeeded. Why would Joker worry about hiding what he stole? We do some secret work here, Robin. I think that may be what interested the Joker. Joker has only one interest, miss. Making himself rich. Were you're working on anything of great financial worth? No, Batman. In fact, I checked the inventory, and this is one of those rare weeks when we don't even have any precious metals in stock. Yet you had something that would attract the Joker, and I think I've just found it. Come on, Robin. Robin, we have a trip to make, Metropolis. You're gonna have to connect those dots for me, Batman. What gets us from the Joker's heist needs to contact Superman. A bit of a stretch of my powers of deductive reasoning, to be sure, old chum. But there was nothing introsexual, intrinsically, intrinsically, intrinsically valuable on that list. I did spot the symbol for something that could be very dangerous in the wrong hands. And the hands don't get much stronger than the Joker's. Hey, Batman? Superman. Then the message I sent to Clark Kent at the Daily Planet got through as I'd intended. And not to mention too soon, Batman. If you're warning hadn't come even a few minutes later, it might have been disaster. You see, Lois has been kidnapped by the Joker and Lex Luthor, which brings us back to the present and return to Kryptonite to its leather counter. I do not want Superman killed when he finally arrives. That's way too creepy, Superman. You don't have to do Luthor's voice when you repeat what your super hearing has picked up. It looks like a plan A has come out somewhat less successfully than we might have hoped. I'm going to have to go in there after all. No, wait a minute, second. There may be another way to do this. Dead, Batman is dead. I only wish it could have been more directly by my hand. I don't understand what you have to do with any of this, Joker. Why are you in Metropolis? And why are you chummy with Luthor? The Joker owes me Miss Lane, and oddly enough, the Joker is a man who always repays his debts. He owes you for what? For freeing me, Lois. For returning me to the United States after almost 4 years in a Soviet slave labor camp. That on top of 6 months as a guest of the Third Reich. The Third Reich. When I learned of the Joker's condition and whereabouts, I realized his intimidated knowledge of Gotham City would serve me well in the obtaining of an element necessary to my plan. What element? You didn't need the Joker to find the green key. There are tons of this stuff all over the planet. Indeed there are, Mrs. Kent, and I will have availed myself of them in the past. But for this particular scheme, I needed something else, something very rare. To that end, I knew Providence was smiling on me when I learned in the same week of a sample being studied in Gotham the location of the very man who could steal it for me, thus mobilizing my worldwide resources. I engineered and assaulted on the Siberian camp where the Joker was being held. The much vaunted might of the Soviet army was as nothing to my own soldiers. With my target acquired, we left that frozen wasteland. And all right, Luther, I owe you big time. Tell me what you want. What I want, Joker, is a small piece of yellow metal. I must confess, I was nervous about using the Joker's unique talents. His approach to crime has always been, shall we say, more flamboyant than my own. Quit your grumbling, Lex Luthor. I got the job done, didn't I? And without any fuss or muss. Except you were spotted, Joker. You were spotted, Joker. Superman. And clearly the real one this time. Enough games, Luther. Your scheme is just too clever for me this time. Let my wife go, and you can do whatever you want with me. Like no. How very noble. Importantly, my plan would lack a certain degree of satisfaction if your spouse was not here to see you, to witness your humiliation, Superman. However, since you are so gracious to acknowledge me as your better, I will allow her to watch you from behind this lead shield. Your unborn offspring will not come to no further harm. What are you talking about, Luther? What have you done to him? Nothing, dear fellow, nothing. merely refer to the discomfort the little tyke must have felt when the Joker exposed the green K. Green K. Now, shall we continue? Alright. Right, Luther, if I have your word that once I'm dead, you'll let Louis go. Once again, you miss under the point, Superman. It is not your death I crave here, that you would not be able to experience the frustration and impudence as you watch me take over the world. For 10 years, you've been a thorn in my side, Superman. Any other superhero I could have swatted as easily as I swatted the Batman. Only you have ever been a threat to me. Spare me the speeches, Luther. Just get on with it. Such a eagerness to become a mere mortal, Superman. I wonder, have you perhaps grown weary of the constant demands made on you by the troubled world? Very well, let me relieve you of that burden forever. Even the most brief exposure to this gold kryptonite and your powers will be gone for you melted the box with your heat vision. Liar, you gave your word. You would do nothing to stop me. And I didn't do it, Luther, but I did. Another one, the real one this time, Joker. After all, if you could fool you once, why not a second time? Well, nicely played, if I do say so myself. But you'll have understand if I don't hang around while you congratulate yourselves. You, then it's to derail Luther's little plans to humiliate Superman. But you at least, I got to see the death of my greatest E. But it going somewhere, Joker? No, it can't be. But sure it can. Very well, Superman. You have beaten me again, but a wise man can snatch his own kind of victory, even from the jaws of defeat. Yes, and with you now powerless, Superman, my gun is enough to hold you. You, Batman, and hold Batman and Robin at bay while I make my exit. Departure you may find reminiscence of the first time we three crossed paths. Farewell, fools, I think we shall not meet again. Guess again, Luther. No, your boomerang has jammed the launch rail. but this look is more than we mere mortals can break. Superman, can you do anything? Not as long as the kryptonite is still exposed, Robin. I think we'd better get out of here, Superman. If I take Luther's meaning correctly, his intended means of departure will be explosive. Luther will have cooked himself and the Joker and that, maybe Robin, but I would not be put my life on it. And speaking of your life, Batman, why aren't you dead? We knew Luther was hiding in there somewhere, Lois. The, it, but he's honeycombed the lab with lead-lined passageways. He could be anywhere in any of them, which means that the first thing we have to do is lure him out of hiding. I think I know just the way to do that. So, when Luther shot Batman, I used my heat vision to vaporize the bullet, plus a puff of my super breath to knock him over. And it required split-second timing, but Superman is good at that. Then all I had to do was use an old Tibetan method to stop my heart, and we all thought you were dead. But why the charades? Why not just melt all the lead boxes? You must have guessed that was where he kept all the kryptonite. Kryptonite would be. We did, but I also knew that Luther had booby-trapped them. If I'd tried anything before he activated the traps, the whole room would have been sprayed with kryptonite shrapnel. I guess that covers it, except for something Luther said about our unborn child being harmed by the green K radiation. Surely I would have felt that the first time the Joker pulled out kryptonite. You certainly would have, unless... Superman, what is it? Luther must have exposed Lois to the gold kryptonite before we arrived. My X-ray vision reveals the baby's atomic structure. It has been permanently altered. He is completely human now. I suppose it's not the end of the world as long as the baby isn't hurt in some way. There are worse things, after all, than growing up human, maybe, but growing up the human son of Superman. We have only one choice, don't we? Little Joel must never know that his father is Superman. That's going to be hard to pull off for Lois. Almost impossible, in fact, Dick. But Lois is right. It's the only solution. It may prove the most difficult challenge of your life, Clark. Career, Superman. Superman, Clark. But I can think of no of a think of a better man and a woman. Can't think of any better man or woman for the job. Everything is going to work out, isn't it, Batman? I mean, Lois and Clark are good people. Kent are good people. We can only hope for the best, Robin. You don't sound too confident, Bruce. I guess I've always been a cynic at heart, Dick. After all, I suppose you could say Batman only exists because I tend to see the worst in people. Not without a reason, I guess, Bruce. Constant run-ins with the likes of Joker, Lex Luthor, not to mention Two-Face, the Penguin, and Catwoman. Well, that's not exactly designed to show you the better side of human nature. Me for a shower, for a hot bath, before I finally take the cab to the station. I'm still sore from that hardness I had to wear, so Superman could fly me through the window. A minor pain compared to what lies ahead for Superman, old chum. I'm glad I've never had to face such a trial. 1 year later, and how are you this morning, my little friends? Plenty of honey for Master Bruce and his new bride, and not so new anymore. Hard to believe they've been married for over 6 months. Good morning, Alfred. Good morning, madam. Did you sleep well? I was fine until I woke up. Then it was a bit dicey. Have you seen Bruce this morning? He left. He had to go into the city on urgent business, but he should be home by noon, ma'am. Good. Ask him to come to my study when he gets home, would you? I have something important to tell him. Next, 1959.